Acid peptic disease. Excessive secretion of this acid and pepsin or a weakened stomach mucosal defense is responsible for damage to the delicate mucosa and the lining of the stomach, esophagus and duodenum resulting in ulceration, which is also known as acid peptic disease. Hi, I myself Dr. Rajeev as gastroenterologist would like to discuss acid peptic disease with you. Physiologically, a certain amount of acid is secreted by the gastric cells lining the stomach as a natural mechanism which serves to activate the digestive enzymes and help in the digestion and assimilation of important proteins so that they can be easily absorbed by the body. Acid peptic disease is a collective term which is used to include many conditions such as gastro-esophageal reflux disease GERD, gastritis, gastric ulcer, duodenal ulcer, esophageal ulcer or Zollinger Ellison Syndrome and Meckel's diverticular ulcer. The commonest ulcers are the gastric and duodenal ulcer which we will talk about. Now causes of APD. Acid peptic disease is a result of either a decreased gastric mucosal defense or an excessive acid production. Causes of acid peptic disease include Helicobacter pylori. H. pylori is responsible for around 60 to 90% of gastric and duodenal ulcers. NSAIDs. Prostaglandins protect the mucous lining of the stomach. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, that is NSAIDs, such as aspirin, diclofenac, and naproxen, prevent the production of these prostaglandins by blocking cyclooxygenase enzyme, leading to ulceration as well as bleeding. Smoking, alcohol, and tobacco. Cigarettes, alcohol, and tobacco cause an instant and intense acid production. Blood group O. People with blood group O are reported to have higher risk for the development of stomach ulcers as there is an increased formation of antibodies against the Helicobacter pylori bacteria, which causes an inflammatory reaction and ulcer formation. Hereditary. Patients suffering from peptic ulcer diseases usually have a family history of the disease, particularly the development of duodenal ulcer, which may occur below the age of 20. Steroids and other medicines. Drugs like corticosteroids, anticoagulants like warfarin, niacin, some chemotherapeutic agents, and spironolactone can aggravate or cause ulcers. Diet. Low fiber diet, caffeinated drinks, and fatty foods are linked to peptic ulcer. Then other diseases. Chronic liver diseases, lungs, and kidney diseases, especially tumors of the acid-producing cells, all predisposed to peptic ulcers. Zollinger Ellison Syndrome. It is a rare precancerous condition which causes peptic ulcer disease. It is a syndrome disorder wherein tumors in the pancreas and duodenum, also known as gastrinomas, produce a large amount of the serum gastrin level, which is a hormone that stimulates gastric acid secretion. Endocrine disorders such as hyperparathyroidism also implicated in the development of the peptic ulcers. Stress and neurological problems can also be associated with the Cushing's ulcer and peptic ulcers. Symptoms and signs of acid peptic disease. Symptoms of acid peptic ulcers include abdominal pain, nausea, water breath, vomiting, loss of appetite, and weight loss. Peptic ulcer disease is usually a chronic problem with a natural history of the relapse and remission, which can last for over 10 years or even more. Gastric and duodenal ulcers usually have common symptoms such as abdominal pain, a burning pain in the upper part of the abdomen, that is epigastric region, usually related to the meal times, together with fullness, distension of the abdomen, bloating with or without nausea, and generalized discomfort, also known as dyspepsia. The pain is usually so sharply localized that the patient can often indicate the exact place with two or three fingers, called the pointing sign. Gastric ulcer pain is more after the ingestion of the meals, while duodenal ulcer pain occurs more due to hunger. Nausea, heartburn, vomiting, loss of appetite, and weight loss. Gastric outlet obstruction. The ulcer could heal with scarring and result in narrowing of the gastric or intestinal lumen. This could cause an obstruction to the food being passed forward, vomiting or passing blood in the stool. Signs of bleeding such as vomiting of the blood or black tarry color of the stool. Bleeding and perforation from the ulcer. Bleeding from the site of the ulcer with thinning of the wall may result in perforation. What is the difference between gastric ulcer and duodenal ulcer? Depending on the duration, peptic ulcers are classified into acute and chronic. Gastric ulcers develop more often in the elderly after the age of 60, while duodenal ulcers occur around the age of 30 or 40 years. Gastric ulcers are more common in females, while men suffer more commonly from duodenal ulcers. Chronic duodenal ulcer rarely develops into cancer, while chronic gastric ulcers are more prone to cancers. Chronic gastric ulcer is usually seen on the lesser curve of the stomach, while the usual area of occurrence in duodenal ulcer is D1, that is first part of the duodenum. Peptic ulcer is diagnosed using the blood test, stool test, breath test, endoscopy, and rarely nowadays barium radiography. Complications include bleeding, perforation, obstruction in the GI tract, and sometimes cancer too. Differential diagnosis or other possibilities includes pain in upper part of the abdomen is usually seen in other following conditions, which are usually seen such as pancreatitis, cholecystitis, that is bile duct inflammation, and biliary colic, hepatitis or hepatic congestion, then stomach cancer, pericarditis, that is inflammation of the covering of the heart, pleurisy, that is inflammation of the covering of the lungs. Then myocardial infarction or heart attack. Complications. Besides having sleepless nights due to pain and other dyspeptic symptoms, bleeding, perforation, penetration into other organs, and obstruction in the intestines are other complications which can actually develop due to chronic or acute acid peptic disorders. Barrett's esophagus is a precancerous lesion which develops due to chronic GERD or gastro-esophageal reflux disorder. GERD is a condition wherein the liquid contents of the stomach regurgitate back into the esophagus. This causes damage to the esophageal lining, resulting in esophagitis and Barrett's esophagus. Infection with H. pylori, responsible for a peptic ulcer disease, can cause an atrophy of the stomach called as atrophic gastritis, which is a precancerous condition. Duodenal cancer is also a complication of the acid peptic disease. Diagnosis. Before instituting therapy, it is imperative to diagnose the ulcer disease and the H. pylori infection because treatment protocols are variable for different types of the ulcers. The treatment of an anisette-induced ulcer differs from the ulcer which is caused by Helicobacter pylori. Clinical history. Medical and family history establish whether ulcers are present in the family. Other informations such as the misuse of the anisettes, medicines taken, and information regarding the use of alcohol, smoking, and tobacco should also be elicited. Also, the timing of food in relation to the pain and dyspepsia may help in diagnosis. Blood tests. Blood tests such as enzyme E-linked immunoabsorbent assay, that is ELISA, help in the measurement of antibodies to the H. pylori. Then serum gastrin level should be measured in patients with multiple ulcers to consider gastrin secreting tumors or Zollinger Ellison syndrome. Stool test. Stool test detects the presence of H. pylori in the feces and also establishes whether there is any recurrence after antibiotic therapy. Then breath test. The urea breath test UBT is helpful in detection of H. pylori. The patient is made to drink a liquid containing carbon labeled urea, which is then broken down by the bacteria. The patient is subsequently asked to breathe into a sealed bag, which is tested for the presence of the labeled carbon. A positive test indicates the presence of Helicobacter pylori infection. Endoscopy. Endoscopy is considered a more accurate test for the diagnosis of peptic ulcer disease and also helps in taking the biopsy of the affected area. Barium radiography. X-rays are taken of the stomach, esophagus, and duodenum after swallowing barium, and the retention of the contrast in the ulcer is monitored. Now going to the treatment for acid peptic ulcer disease. Treatment is basically ulcer is treated with drugs that reduce the acidity and sometimes in addition with certain antibiotics to eliminate the Helicobacter pylori causing the infection. Surgery may be needed in cases of complications. Medical management. Diet. Dietary therapy relates to avoidance of spicy and oily foods which increase the acid production and are difficult to digest. Avoid tea and coffee, alcohol, aspirin, and other NSAIDs, chocolates, tobacco, and cigarettes. Meals should preferably be light and at small intervals. Then eradication of H. pylori. The three-way approach to eradicate H. pylori involves diagnosis, treatment, and confirmation of the cure of H. pylori infection. The standard protocol to eradicate H. pylori involves the use of 2 or 3 antibiotics, for example, amoxicillin, tetracycline, clarithromycin or metronidazole, and the use of proton pump inhibitor PPI, example esomeprazole, omeprazole, lansoprazole, rabeprazole or pantoprazole, with or without bismuth compounds for around 2 to 3 weeks and repeated if there is recurrence. Then avoid NSAIDs of the concurrent use of prostaglandin analog. Misoprostol may be prescribed when using NSAIDs. The use of antacids or S2 receptor blockers such as cimetidine, ranitidine, famotidine, and nizatidine, which help in the reduction of gastric acid secretion and in turn increase the gastric pH and reduce the secretion of the pepsin. The treatment of peptic ulcer complications includes a blood transfusion for hematemesis and melena, the use of antacids and S2 receptor antagonists for pain, the treatment of peritonitis in case of perforation of peptic ulcer disease. Surgery. Surgical treatment of ulcers may be indicated for the patients with failure to respond to the medical line of the treatment or with complications such as increased pain, bleeding, obstruction or perforation. So friends, thanks for watching this video with patience. I just pray all you to be healthy, wealthy and prosperous in every sphere of the life.